Alright, so I'm finally building a tool that I've been wanting to build for a very long time. I'm going to be building a large 2-foot tabletop vacuum former. Okay, so I bought a vacuum former, a small tabletop one, a dental one, a couple years ago. It's actually right here. Okay, so if you're not familiar with what a vacuum former is, what it does is it takes a sheet of plastic and it heats it up and stretches it over a mold, and then a vacuum sucks the plastic down to create a copy of that shape. So how it works is I take a piece of plastic like this, okay? It goes inside this machine. I'm not going to actually do it now, but it goes inside there. It gets raised up, and this is the heating element here, okay? So this heats it up until the plastic starts to bow down. You'll slightly see it bow down when you're actually using it, and then you put a mold like this little thing, okay, right in there, and then it's pushed down over it. You turn on the vacuum and it sucks the plastic right around it, okay? So here's a little example of one that I did before with that same mold. So you can see it's the same shape of that little wood plug, okay? And then I can cut this out and use it for whatever I need. That is actually a nose form that I use for some puppets, like for this little guy here. You can see. I really like using it for noses because then you can tuck the fabric around on the inside since it's hollow, and then I can stitch around the edge to attach it to the puppet. I know a lot of people use it for eyes. I don't like to use it for eyes as much as the raw plastic because it's hard to attach. Unless you cake it up with hot glue, which is not the way I like to do it. But so I cast mine out of plastic, and then I can really cleanly adhere them to the puppet. But now I wanted to make a really big one for anything. I can use it for costumes, for props, but I'm actually building it specifically for a project I'm working on. A local high school, Clarence High School, is having me work on a couple props for their show they're doing, Phantom of the Opera. And they need a whole bunch of footlights to go all the way around the stage that look like a shell. So I traced this out in Illustrator. It's going to look kind of like this. It's 12 inches high by 12 inches wide. And it's going to be about 4 inches thick, okay? So what I did is I traced this about 8 times in MDF board, and I sandwiched them all together. And right now they're still drying. They're all being glued together like this, okay? So once this is dry, I'm going to take a belt sander and a lot of time and get some nice shapes out of it. Then I'm going to use another tool, probably a Dremel, to get some nice ridges in there, some more detail. But then once that's all done, that's going to be my mold, okay? And of course, that's way too large to fit into the little dental one that I have, so I had to make one that's much bigger. I'm in the middle of making it right now, so I'll show you my process. There's a couple pictures posted on Instagram already, but here it is. So this is the frame for it. Those are strips of 1/4 inch plywood, just like that. They're about 3 inches tall, and you can see that center one is there, and I have holes going all the way through it. That way I can still vacuum and it'll get through to both sides, okay? And this is the top of it, the pegboard, where the suction is drawn through, and this is going to be the base of it. So I still have to attach all those pieces together, and then I'll be pretty much ready to go. Then I'll just have to drill a hole for the vacuum to go into, and then I'll have to, the heating element as well. About 4 or 5 years ago, I bought a patio heater that I'm going to use to melt the plastic. And actually, that's why I bought it so long ago, knowing I would eventually do this project. But now I finally have the time to do it, and the reason to do it. So make sure you follow me online, and you'll see the next video where I will have it all put together. Thanks a lot. Bye.